Right. Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us for our Southern Circuit Tour of Independent Filmmakers Orientation webinar. I am Lisa Smalls, Director of Arts Access and Learning at South Arts, and I'm joined by my colleague, Helena Hala Selassie. I am an African American woman with long black curly hair, wearing blue glasses with multicolored specs, and a black sweatshirt with white lettering. Before we begin, I'd like to offer some helpful tips for today's session. To turn on captions, click the Show Captions button in the meeting controls. If needed, please select the language for the captions if it's different for the default. Please place all questions in the Q&A pod. We want to reserve the chat for interaction with the slides and for conversation and connection with the group. A recording of today's webinar will be housed on South Arts website in our resources section, and all registrants will receive a link via email. Lastly, South Arts receives support from the National Endowment for the Arts through a partnership agreement to produce webinars such as these and conduct additional programs for our constituents across the region. Please visit our website as well as the NEA's website for additional information and opportunities. All right, and again, this is the screening partner orientation. So if we have any filmmakers in here, you're more than welcome to stay, but we did your session at 11 and there will be a recording as well. But feel free to stay for any information you think you may have missed. Again, as stated, this is a partnership with the National Endowment for the Arts as well as South Arts. And you see a 50 here because we're celebrating our 50th anniversary. So as an overview, Southern Circuit is the South's only tour of filmmakers. And the distinction is that it's not a film festival, it's actually a tour. So launched in 1975, Southern Circuit has reached over 100 communities. And our film screenings equal community engagement. So instead of everyone coming to one location to access several films, these films actually tour in communities so that those constituents can come and interact with the filmmakers as well. And we have a unique emphasis on telling Southern stories. So how it works is that Southern Circuit has 3 separate circuits, each with 6 filmmakers for a total of 18 filmmakers who travel to communities throughout the South. And our 9-state region covers Alabama, Florida, Georgia, Kentucky, Louisiana, Mississippi, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Tennessee. Screening partners will present 1 film and filmmaker per month for a circuit season of 6 films and filmmakers. Filmmakers are paid to tour with their films, participate in post-screening Q&A sessions, and lead conversations through educational, social, and press opportunities. The tour runs from September through November and February through April. And as a point of clarification, it's 1 tour broken down into 2 sessions. So this is a typical Southern Circuit organization. So circuits are comprised of multiple states. So for example, we'll have Alabama, Louisiana, Mississippi, Kentucky, Tennessee, North Carolina, South Carolina. And we try to organize the circuits to minimize travel between states for filmmakers. Sometimes it works out that way, sometimes it doesn't. So these aren't permanent fixtures. This is just an example how the circuits can be organized. And you see Florida and Georgia with asterisks by them because typically these states have a larger amount of screening partners. And so sometimes it ends up that these states have their own circuit so as not to conflict with states who may have only 1 screening partner. So to be eligible as a screening partner, we have several things that you must meet. 1, you must be a nonprofit, educational, or government organization within our 9-state region, and all screenings must take place within the region. You must have a nonprofit tax exempt status or an official unit of local, county, or state government. Tax exempt status will be verified and proof of governmental status is required. Fiscal agents will not be considered. And screening partner applicants must have an EIN. Now, in general, the screenings must take place monthly between September to November 2026 and February through April of 2027. Again, this is still the same circuit. It's just broken up into two sections because it falls during the holidays. Screenings must be public and include a post-film Q&A with the filmmaker. Now, just because screenings have to be public does not mean screenings have to be free. If you choose to charge for tickets, that's completely up to you, but they must be public and include a film Q&A with the filmmaker afterwards. Events must be marketed to and include the public. And we ask that screening partners provide reasonable accommodations for constituents in accordance with the American with Disabilities Act. Again, what is reasonable for your facility? We're not asking you to go out and change anything or do anything differently, but what you can accommodate, we ask that you do. And then commit to the NEA's assurance of compliance. Again, this program uses federal funds, so we have to make sure that we commit to the NEA's assurance of compliance. And if you need any assistance with reaching that, let me know and I can send you a link to that document. Now, as a screening partner, you agreed you're going to complete an application. I know that said February 2nd. Had a little difficulties, but we're open now. So as of today, you can go in and complete your application. And you have until March 16th to finish. You'll return a signed MOU to South Arts by April 30th. Now, again, we will send that to you. Submit a participation fee of $5,500. Participation fees are invoiced on June 1st, 2026 and must be paid by July 31st, 2026. Now, let me explain. This participation fee covers not only screening for one artist, but it pays you're going to get 6 films for $5,500. And so instead of you having to go out and secure rights and licensing and do all of these other things, South Arts is doing that on your behalf. However, your $5,500 pays the honorarium for the 6 filmmakers that will come to your facilities. And then you will attend the virtual film selection meeting on May 6th of 2026. So what will happen is the filmmakers will submit their films. And let's just say we have 150 submissions. South Arts will narrow down those 150 submissions to the top 40. And then you will receive links to the top 40 so that you can now go in and select the 6 films that your venue will show. It doesn't mean that all screening partners have to show the same films. You are encouraged to select films that you know are representative of your communities and would be of interest to your communities. And it's okay if, some films will only get selected by one screening partner. Some films will get selected by all screening partners. We don't tell you which films you have to choose. That is completely up to you. Now, I will make a note here. There were 10 films from the 2025-2026 circuit that will automatically be included in the 2026-2027 circuit because we had to cancel last year's circuit before we began to tour. So those 10 films will be included in the top 40. We have some returning screening partners. If you want to keep your same selection of films, that's completely fine. And if you want to select other films, that is fine as well. Next, screening partners will coordinate on-site screenings and audience discussions for 6 visiting filmmakers at your screening site. So again, those dates and times we will work together to coordinate that. But this is part of the community engagement portion of this program. Screening partners will also provide advanced publicity and promotion within your community for each of the 6 Southern Circuit screenings. We will also host a Southern Circuit marketing webinar in June of 2026 to assist you with these efforts. You will receive a press kit. You will receive flyers. You will also receive logos. So we will give you those assets that you need to help market this successfully. Screening partners must provide a qualified projectionist for each of the 6 Southern Circuit programs and audio equipment. DCP or laser projection systems are preferred. Lastly, screening partners will complete a final report at the conclusion of the tour. So once you've had all your 6 screenings, you will go back into the portal and complete a final report. Now, South Arts will manage the film submission process and coordinate preliminary review of submitted films. So again, that's us narrowing down that list to the top 40 and then making sure you have access to those. South Arts will also coordinate the selection process of films and filmmakers to tour with the Southern Circuit. So we will put together the tour. South Arts will provide screening partners with access to the promotional materials. And again, it will be the high resolution photos, individual film posters, the series posters. Will give you the film bios, all of the things that you will need to do this successfully, we will provide. Again, provide informational webinars to screening partners. We will develop the filmmakers' travel itineraries, including the transportation, lodging, per diems, meals, managing reimbursements. South Arts will also provide the honoraria to the filmmakers, and we will provide ongoing support to filmmakers and screening partners throughout the process. So when you go to the Southern Circuit portion of the South Arts website, after you read all of those wonderful things that are there, when you get down to the bottom, it'll say access portal here or click here for portal. That is where the application is. And we put it there because we want to make sure that you read everything. You have the further opportunity to ask questions because in those drop down accordions, there is a link to schedule a 20-minute meeting with me just in case there's anything you need cleared up before you get to the application. So once you get to the application, it's going to ask you to enter your username and password. If you are a new screening partner, then you will, of course, create a new profile. If you are a returning screening partner, then you will use the credentials that you already have to log in. And then you'll see these instructions. These are all technical instructions, and you can receive technical support by contacting grants@southarts.org. And we will have a slide that I'll leave up so you can get that information as well. We ask that you please review your application before you click submit. Because once you submit the application, you can't go back in and make changes to it. You will have to request that we reopen it. And I will caution that, yes, we can reopen, but I cannot guarantee that we will reopen it before the application closes. So again, we have a volume is an issue. And so if let's just say you think about something, the application closes March 12th, you think about something March 11th. I cannot guarantee that it's going to reopen in time for you to submit by March 12th. So please review everything before you click submit. The way the application is designed, down in the bottom right corner, you'll see a red box that says next and save. That is how you progress through the application. It's designed so that you don't have to complete it all in one setting, but what you do have to complete the page that you are on before you can go to the next page. And if there is something that is missing, something that is indicated by a red asterisk that was not answered, you will get an error message that tells you why you cannot proceed to the next page. And then once you submit, you will get a confirmation that you'll get it in your email that says, again, we have received your application. You can also, anytime in the portal, you can go look at the status of your application. You'll log in the same way. You'll see submitted, you'll see in progress, you will see panel review. And then once a determination has been made, you will see that as well. So you don't have to email me and ask, where's my application? Can you give me an update? You have all the agency to go in and track your application step by step, which I think is pretty amazing. Okay, for technical assistance. Now, here's how you receive help. And I have to stress this enough. For technical assistance, it's grants@southarts.org. GRANTS at SOUTHARTS.org. As much as I would love to help you, if you can't open an application, if you didn't get a reset password link, if you can't save, I can't help you with those. Our technical assistance team has to help with those. And so if you email me, I now have to tell you to email grants@southarts.org. So please take note of that email for technical assistance. Anything about the program itself, then you will contact me. And the easiest way to reach me, truthfully, is by scheduling a meeting in the Zoom link that I told you that's included in the in those guidelines. And you can send an email. But I encourage you to use that one-on-one time so that we can have a more in-depth conversation and make sure that you understand everything. So again, for technical assistance, grants@southarts.org, and for program questions, then contact me. And now we open it up to question and answer. And feel free to ask, even if you are a returning screening partner and you want to share information that you think would be helpful. If you're a new screening partner and you have questions, now is your time.
And I've opened up the chat as I don't see any questions in our Q&A. Everyone, please feel free, like Lisa said, to drop your questions in the main chat.
Nothing, Helena?
Could we have potentially answered every single question during the presentation? Oh, Robin, thank you so much. Oh, Amina
Okay,
as well.
okay,
All right,
okay.
so are outdoor venues acceptable?
Yes, outdoor venues are acceptable, and you would just need to provide a contingency plan in case of weather.
Great. Robin says, I think we may have been a partner in the past, but we have new admin.
Great. We welcome all of that.
Our pleasure, Amina. Any other questions?
Okay, if there are new screening partners, is there something maybe you want to know that I didn't cover?
I have a question here from Perry. Question regarding screening partners. Is South Arts able to connect us with the projectionist, or are we required to find ourselves?
You are required to find the projectionist yourself. However, if you are having difficulty or if you don't know, I can try to find a resource for you, but South Arts does not provide the projectionist.
Great. And Lisa, Robin's wondering if we can assist in any way or if they're unable to find their old credentials as past partners. do they need to set up a new account?
If you have new admin, I suggest that you set up a new account because if you use old credentials, it's going to be in whomever name had it before, and that is where all the communication will go. So if it's going to be new admin, you can go in and set up again new credentials. And what will happen is on the back end, our technical support team will be able to merge the two accounts so that your past information is there. However, you want to make sure that the contact information and the person who's going to be responsible for administering the program is the main contact for this time.
Great. Nicole requests that we reiterate the application deadline for screening partners.
So the application for deadline for screening partners as well as filmmakers is March 16th, 2026.
That's right. And I'm also dropping the link to our website with that information, as well as some of the deadlines in the chat.
Okay, thank you.
My pleasure. Here's a question. If we
Mhm.
if we are accepted, will we be notified of other partners for our particular circuit?
So yes, when you are accepted, again, you will come to the screening partner webinar, and that is, I'm sorry, the meeting selection webinar, and that's where you will get an opportunity to meet and collaborate with other screening partners in your circuit.
Here's one more question. Is the application submitted in 2026 for a potential film festival in 2027 or fall of 2026?
Is the application
Submitted
submitted?
this year in 2026 for a potential film festival in 2027 or 2026? And I'll drop it in the main chat just so you can
Okay,
lay eyes.
so I think I know what you're asking. So again, this is the 2026-2027 circuit. And so the films will tour in from September through November of 2026 and from February through March of 2027. So it's all the same tour. Again, we just broke it up because December and January aren't good months for anybody because of holiday travel, family commitments, all of those types of things. So this year's circuit is 2026, 2027, and the application that you submit will be for 2026, 2027. 27, 28 is a separate circuit. And so if you wanted to participate in 27, 28, then you would have to submit another application. But again, I want to be clear, it's not a film festival. It's not everybody coming to one place watching a curated group of films. This is a films and filmmakers touring throughout the South. And so this tour is from 2026 to 2027. And please let me know if that didn't answer your question and I'll try again.
Perry says, thank you. That answers my question.
Okay.
Great. We have another question in the Q&A. In the selection meeting, will we be choosing the 6 films all together or break off into our specific circuits?
So, yes, you will break off into your circuits. However, everybody does not have to select the same film. You are encouraged to select those films that will be of interest to your community. We had an example. There are some films because of their content may not be appropriate for a particular community because of that community's values, and that's okay. You don't have to select that film. Sometimes it works out that a circuit selects maybe 4 of the same films. That's fine as well, but everybody does not have to select the same films.
Here's a new question.
Okay.
Do we need any specific designation to be considered educational as an organization if we are presenting the series as a community engagement initiative?
If you are applying as a nonprofit entity, you would need the your nonprofit status. If you are, let's say, a college or university, or whether you're private or public, then whatever documentation that you use for that, whether it's an IRS determination letter, whether it's a tribal letter, whatever it is that you use to use that classification, that is what you need. So even if you're an independent school, whatever it is that certifies that that is what you are, then that's the proof that you would upload for this program.
Any additional questions? These are some really great questions.
They are.
Yeah.
All right. Does anyone need the contact information again? I'm happy to go back one slide in case anybody missed it. Okay, so I'll stop sharing. All right. All right. Going once, going twice, nothing else.
Nothing else.
All right. Well, then I will thank you all for your time spent with us this afternoon. Again, if you think of something later on, feel free to go in and use that link to schedule a meeting with me. Um, Again, it's usually better that especially for a program like this, sometimes details get lost in emails. So feel free to use that link as many times as you need to. That's what I'm here for. Yes, thank you all for coming. I appreciated it. And I'm so happy to see so many new screening partners. So that is beautiful. So yes, thank you, thank you. And feel free to share this opportunity with others who you think may be interested. We're always looking for more screening partners. All right, thanks everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of your day.